Ooh, what's going on, MSFers? Duelim here, back here with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about the other half of this blog now. We're going to be talking about the Uncanny Avengers. Actually, not the Uncanny Avengers. We're going to be talking about the Mighty Avengers, the War Offense team. So Hercules, Invisible Woman, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Falcon. I'm not going to be talking about what they do in war. I'm just going to be talking about their potential uses in Cosmic Crucible. So we already talked about the Jean Grey kit. We already talked about the Cosmic Crucible team. If you haven't seen that, go check out that video as well and see how good those reworks are. So we're going to talk about Hercules here, obviously. Hercules, part of, the whole Greek mythology, like Ares, Zeus, all this kind of stuff. So he's a hero, global protector, mighty Avenger, uncanny Avenger. We don't know what he is, like if he's mystic, bio, or anything like that. I'm assuming he's going to be mystic, but he doesn't have that here. I don't know why. But yeah, that's a thing. So for his basic, around the world, attack primary target for 320% damage. Enemy kills by this attack cannot be revived. It's pretty good for a basic. Can't be dodged as well. ISO attack, same things. Special, going off turn 1, Olympian Slam. Attack primary target and adjacent targets for 420% damage, 100% drain, and apply defense down. That's not too bad. Apply ability block and disrupted to the primary target. Again, not bad. This is pretty normal, nothing too crazy. All this is outside of war as well, so this can apply to Cosmic Crucible. Apply offense up for 2 turns to self and all allies. Interesting as well. Flip all negative effects into positive effects for self and all Mighty Avenger and Uncanny Avenger. So again, this is the Mighty Avenger team. So this will have some uses outside of war because this is not war specific, which is kind of cool. This attack gains 300% focus, cannot be blocked or dodged. Cool. Going off turn 2, Labor of Strength is ultimate. Gain offense up for 2 turns. Again, just offense up, offense up, offense up, offense up. A lot of offense up going to this team. Attack all enemies for 400% piercing and 50% drain. Reduce speed bar on primary target by 20%. Again, this is a speed bar reduction, not tied to a game mode. So a speed bar reduction in any game mode is really, really good. This attack is unavoidable. And then in raids, applying safeguard on war offense, all this stuff. But yeah, this doesn't really affect Cosmic Crucible at all. It's either in raids or war offense, so I don't really care, honestly. So we're going to go down to the reworks, and we will look at not Polaris, not Cable, not Storm, not Beast. Beast is next on this, I'm almost positive. Yep. So we're going to look at Falcon here. I think it's Falcon's the first one. He is. Look at that. Look at me. I'm so smart. All right, so Falcon is going to be getting the Mighty Avenger trait, obviously, and Uncanny Avenger. Health, massive. Damage, pretty good as well. Armor, focus, resist. He's also getting a speed change as well, which I think this is the only character that's getting a speed change. So now he's at 122, which is pretty, not too shabby. Not the fastest, but obviously a big change. I think he was in like the 110s or like the 1-teen range. So he was relatively pretty slow before, so he's a lot quicker now, which is pretty awesome. The basic attack is gonna basic attack for 120% damage, and then in war, basic attack additional time. Again, we don't care about that in Cosmic Crucible. For the special, this is just raids or war. This character has 4 or more Mighty Avenger allies. Fill speed bar for self for 20%, and allies by an additional 20%. So this is whatever. But the new that will apply to Cosmic Crucible is fill speed bar for self and all allies by 30%. Plus 10% for each enemy that has a positive effect. So this could be pretty interesting to get a slow team going quickly. Again, he's at 122 speed, so he's not the fastest himself, but this could be a potential to help you lap characters, right? So if you have like if you have Falcon, Eternals, a bunch of characters that rewind, and then Falcon can give that turn meter, he can eventually help you start lapping characters. Now, he's not going to get that bonus 10% for each enemy that has any positive effects because Eternals flip that. Unless, you're going in Safeguard, it might get resisted, whatever it is, but I doubt that because Icarus gets a focus boost on his ult. It's like 500%, I think. Clear stealth from all enemies, which is kind of interesting. That could be helpful. Attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked as well. I'm almost positive his special doesn't do any damage, so I'm not sure why unavoidable and cannot be blocked is a thing. unless I'm misremembering, but I'm almost positive his special doesn't do damage. You can correct me if you'd like. But yeah, so dev note, originally Falcon was designed to punish positive effects on teams. This was handled by him having a relatively low damage base stat, but he had a lot of different bonus attacks in his kit based on the number of positive effects on the enemy. While retuning Falcon, he was very inconsistent when fighting teams. Some teams he demolished because they were stacked on positive effects, while other times his ultimate would do little damage to teams without any positive effects. We've increased his base damage, obviously, and reviewed the number of bonus attacks he did in his ultimate. By increasing the initial attack and after tuning his base damage values, his ultimate is still lethal, but will now feel better when teams have fewer positive effects. So yeah, he essentially used to do damage based on positive effects, but that's not a thing anymore. So now it's attack all enemies for 210% damage, plus 100% piercing, which piercing essentially goes through armor, which hits really, really hard. For each positive effect on an enemy, bonus attack that enemy for 75% piercing. So it still does that. It just doesn't rely on that as much. And then in raids on a war offense, apply bleed to all enemies. But this can still be pretty devastating if he gets to take his turn, especially with new stats. This can delete, which is pretty nice. Obviously, so on his passive, some changes here, but it's in raids on war offense. But here I'm curious to see if this is only on war offense because it doesn't have the little indent here. Because if this is the case, this could be interesting, not being able to have slow being put on you. So that could be a potential use, but not the best. And then more block chance per power armor, Mighty Avengers, just adding those two, and then block amount as well. Next up, we have Invisible Woman. We have Special Bending Light, so it's changing here. Clear all negative effects, so it's a team-wide cleanse, which nothing too crazy. She also got a speed change. She's at 124 now, which is pretty cool. But she got a speed change. She's got a team-wide clear. Clear 2 negative effects from all other allies, which is nice. Apply stealth to self and all allies. Also kind of interesting. Apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all allies. Again, pretty awesome. Clear stealth from the highest health ally. Apply 3 deflect 2 immunity to highest health ally. Safeguard will prevent stealth from being cleared. I'm glad they've actually put this in the kit now because that's been an issue previously with Safeguard and taking taunt off yourself and all that crap. Gain an assist from 1 random ally and another Mighty Avenger ally. So get some extra damage thrown in here, I guess. Cool. Ultimate, the only change is attack the enemy with most speed bar for 150% piercing. I'd be interested to see how much damage this actually does. And on War offense, it gets some bonuses. But again, we only care about Cosmic Crucible here because War sucks as a game mode. So going over the passive now, when an enemy deals damage to the character barrier or on an ally's barrier, attack that enemy for 250% damage. That's interesting. There's a lot of out of turn damage here, so this could be pretty interesting. This could be good. This could definitely hit pretty hard, especially if you have them on defense in Cosmic Crucible. There could be a potential use for that just for out of turn damage, so that could be interesting, especially with new stats. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all allies. Cool, awesome. And then on war offense, barrier, war offense, cool, clear all negative effects, all that kind of stuff there. That's all war offense. And now Scarlet Witch also got a speed change. So boy, was I wrong when I said Falcon was the only one that got a speed change. Bunch of stats, speed change to 123, and then the basic gain an assist from a random vision ally. He's the other rework. And then special, 1 random vision ally for 100% of this character's max health. So that's cool. She's healing, so that's the only real change there. Her ultimate now, Quicksilver or Vision is an ally attack. This attack deals double damage to all enemies, which is kind of cool, actually. I really like that. I think that could be kind of interesting to have, but that kind of remains to be seen. It also cannot be blocked, and then on war offense, who cares? Passive, we have on war offense. Again, who cares? When an enemy attacks a Quicksilver or Vision, attack that enemy for 250, so it's a retaliate essentially. It's just adding Vision in there. On death, apply offense up, speed up, defense up, counter, and evade to now Vision. And then if Vision or Quicksilver die, gain offense up, defense up, speed up, counter, and evade. So a bunch of positive effects are going out when Vision dies, or when Quicksilver dies, Scarlet Witch dies and it goes on the other character. As for Vision, another speed change, 125. So they're kind of making sure the team goes in the order that they want it in, which is interesting. So it's going to be Hercules, Vision, I think Invisible Woman, then Falcon will be last, if I'm not mistaken. Then Scarlet Witch, then Falcon. Yeah, so cool, fine, awesome. Let's see how Vision is with his updates. So we got basic, heavy hitter. Gain an assist from a random Scarlet Witch ally. It's just adding Scarlet Witch in there. Dive bomb on war offense. That's the only change. So, okay. For his ultimate can be pretty interesting. The only change is going to be on war offense. Apply trauma, ability block to all support enemies, reduce speed bar for 30%. Again, that's only on war offense because you see how it says on war offense here, then has the little indent. That means that's following that line there. And then on his passive, again, it's only war offense stuff. So in terms of usefulness, I think Vision is crappy. I don't think he has any plug and play ability at all. I don't think anybody on this team has real plug and play ability, honestly. I think the only way you're ever going to use this team and it's ever going to be worth a damn is because you're going to just have new stats on 4 reworks and 1 new character. So you're going to have the 4 reworks that you're already going to have maxed out, G19, level 100, presumably 3 diamonds if you got a bunch of diamonds lying around, all that kind of good stuff. And it won't matter at that point. And then the out of turn pings from Scarlet Witch, from Invisible Woman could be pretty interesting to do a lot of surprise upfront damage. That could be really nice. I think Falcon is going to be pretty interesting, especially with his special potentially doing really good things because the 30% turn meter boost. And then if they have positive effects, it could be up to an 80% turn meter boost for your team. So that's almost an entire turn, which is really interesting. I think the only issue is his speed being at 122 could be kind of problematic for him. Also, there's characters like Captain Britain that's just going to completely negate this. Jean Grey as well is going to completely negate this once the new team comes out. So Falcon could have some uses. I think he's going to have the most potential for uses. I think this team might just go on defense until we determine what beats it really well. I think until we get Hercules, there might be a use putting the 4-piece on defense once again just because of new stats. Maybe keeping Falcon for a plug-and-play option for offense if they end up sucking on defense, because I think New Warriors is going to absolutely shred this team because they're spawning with defense up because of Invisible Woman passive, right? So you're literally just giving New Warriors a reason to have all of them have defense down. Now, they do have a lot of block chance because of Falcon. So Falcon could negate that a lot because you see the block chance 25% plus 5% per power armor ally. It's obviously Mighty Avenger, all that kind of stuff. So the block chance could be interesting because block chance is 100%, is a percent chance to resist everything, essentially. So New Warriors do not do good with block chance because then Gwen can't flip anything. So maybe doing like a Black Knight with this team on defense could be interesting, but I think Black Knight needs to be on offense for this season because Kahori exists now, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, the team's kind of meh. That's why I didn't talk about them in the first video. Also, the first video was super long. That's why I wanted to cover it here. They're okay. I think they might have some uses. They might not, but I don't see anything too crazy from this. As for ISO 8 classes, we're gonna have Falcon as a raider because he's gonna be hitting a bunch. Invisible Woman can be a healer. She can be a raider. She could be a fortifier. She does that out of turn damage, so raider could be interesting on her. Vision, probably a raider because he's gonna have a bunch of AoE attacks. And Scarlet Witch, it doesn't really matter. She's not really doing much damage. She doesn't do any damage with her special, if I'm not mistaken, still. So I don't think that really cares much. She's applying deflect and defense up. Cool. She could maybe be a healer, fortifier. I don't think it really matters, honestly. Scarlet Witch still kind of blows, to be completely honest. And then for Vision should probably be a raider because everything he does is AoE. And then, yeah, that's it. This team's kind of lackluster, so I didn't really want to talk about them. Hercules might make the team a little bit better in Cosmic Crucible because it'll be a full team. And again, new stats. But if we took new stats out of the equation here, this team would be absolute dog shit. So just take that into consideration. It might be worth just throwing on defense to mess with your opponent. But that's going to be it for this one. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, MSFers.